Hello. It's the time. It's happy hour. We're happy.
So happy.
Sunday's walking around. We have the Sid Bookworm back at it again. Happy hour alumni, if I will. If I will.
A happy
back.
hour alumni.
And we also have the shoulder of Caleb Bookworm.
Yes, he did take my name, indeed.
I love it. It's actually kind of like a second month in a row of more like a writer's happy hour in a way. Not that we're not going to talk about booky things, but it's Camp Nanowrimo starting on July 1st, which will be my first Camp Nano in a while, but I always do November proper NaNoWriMo. And we just like serendipitously happened to talk about Camp NaNoWriMo a few weeks ago. And I was like, I'm not really giving you a choice. Like, we're doing it. I didn't really give you a choice.
No, but like I needed the pressure. I think that if you weren't so like, we're doing this, I would have been a little flaky. I would have like been like, no, I can't do it. You know, I would have had that attitude, which I still kind of feel that way, but it's fine. We're getting through it.
I will be like I will bully you through Camp NaNoWriMo for your own good.
You're gonna need to bully both of us.
I'm like aggressively supportive. Yes, that can be the thing. Hello, Liz. Welcome everyone to Wednesday happy hour. We're back on my Wednesday streams, at least for now. Skylar's here. Cheers. Yay, booky things. It's a party. How did you decide? We're going to rip the Band-Aid off. How did you decide that you wanted to dabble and start writing stuff?
It's like a very like intimate thing for me is writing, because when I was a kid, if someone asked me when I was little, what do you want to be when you grow up? My answer was always, I want to write. Like I want to publish things. Either that, or it was, I want to be a professional, whatever sport I was playing at the time. It was both of those. Yes. But like any store that I went into as a kid, I would come out with a new notebook, even though I had tens of hundreds back at the house. I would always walk out, like even a grocery store, I would go find the little like stationery section and come out with a notebook, because I was like, this will be perfect for this story, or like whatever it was. And I was the most obsessive kid about it. Like I would just write all the time. And then you know, you grow up, depression happens, things go on in your life and things change. So writing became poetry. Like I got into poetry, you know, depressive poets, and that's just, you know, how it goes. For some people, at least. That's how it went for me. And then I haven't really tapped into any part of like the creative part of my mind until like currently, since then, because it became, I don't know, my life became more like science-based because I went into nursing. And then it was like, I haven't allowed my brain to be that way in a while. So it's going to be difficult. That's what I'm worried about. But writing has been something that I think was around as soon as I had conscious thought, that like I knew I wanted to do. And it's like my throat is thick because it's like, I haven't like spoken about it to anyone other than Caleb in like since I was little. So it's kind of a lot, honestly.
It's really special though. Like I feel you, like the like, I know I want to do this, but can I make it happen? I don't know. And so almost like thinking you're protecting yourself by thinking like, I'll go into a more reasonable career path. You know, it's like, I'm a grown up now, and it never really goes away. There's like still that voice in your head that's like, whoa. Remember when we had hundreds of notebooks?
Right.
I'm exactly here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer, Caleb, or do you want to just chime in?
No, that was really good. I like that.
But you're a different person.
No, I kind of feel similarly. I feel like for me though, what I would add is just I always admired writers, I guess. And so it's more so one of those things where, you know, I just those are the people that I look up to. So why wouldn't you want to try to emulate them?
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Join them.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
If anyone's wondering, Caleb will maybe not be on screen. He likes being the disembodied voice.
Wisdom from
What
beyond.
your face looks like. This is what his face looks like.
Hello.
Okay. So you can put a face to the voice, I guess.
I love it. We just filmed, I told you this, but this will be a secret between us for the stream. Wes and I just filmed your guys' newlywed tag a few days ago. And it was like we had to like pep talk ourselves not to be awkward together on camera. Because it's like, one, he never does this. Two,
Right.
I usually do this by myself. Like I'm still way more comfortable when I'm home alone. Like it's like still awkward for me to film around him. So it was like the mutual awkwardness of like, okay, we're chill. This is fine.
It's so casual.
Yeah. Anyways, newlywed tag.
Right.
No, it was so fun.
I'm definitely like feel super weird if I'm filming an update for a vlog in front of him. It depends on what the book is, but I don't know. It's weird. It's like, can you go like outside for a minute?
I do that all the time. Like actively as we speak is like gaming next to me, headphones on. And I'll be like, could you maybe turn up your volume real quick?
Oh my God, me too. Or I'd be like testing to be like, can you hear me? Or like if he's upstairs, I'd be like, Caleb. And if he doesn't answer, I'm like, cool.
Yes. Well, we are the same. I don't know why I am the way I am.
I know, same.
Hello. I am also writing tonight while listening to y'all, but it's not something nearly as fun as NaNoWriMo. Dang. Love NaNoWriMo. Have either of you done any sort of NaNoWriMo before?
Caleb didn't know about it.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, he didn't know about it. He was an English major, one of his 3 majors in college. Yeah. So he has a lot of
majors?
Yeah, man.
I did 3.
He was a triple major, Dean's List. I'd like to brag about you.
Thanks, baby.
But so he has a lot of like classical training and writing and
but like essays though.
Well, yeah, but still.
Yeah.
You can write a story. You're currently writing fan fiction. It's super.
I can write a fan fiction.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely like I don't know anything about like I know of NaNoWriMo, but like again, up until that one conversation that you and I had, I don't know, like maybe like 2 months ago or so. I don't know when it was, but up until that conversation, I hadn't actually let myself think that it was something that I could do. It was very much I know that I used to want to write, but it was very much a roadblock of even though you wanted to do it, you can't do it. Like I was like so negative about it to myself. So now I am allowing myself to kind of like think differently about it and, be happy about it instead of like just shut it off in my brain. So I still don't even know anything necessarily about NaNoWriMo or like the interface of it. Like, I don't know do I have to go to a website? I still don't know things.
What are your goals? What do you set for page goals?
Yeah.
Like how
maybe
do you...
this can also be just like, tell us what you know.
What do you do?
So, okay, I've only done a couple Camp NaNoWriMos, and full disclosure, I don't think I've ever won Camp NaNoWriMo, which is hilarious because you could set your own goals in camp. It's like it's way more low key. You can work on whatever and write as much as you want. And I think so. This is my challenge for myself: is not to overcommit this time, like I always fucking do.
Yes.
But usually, like NaNoWriMo in November is the goal is to write. Everyone's goal is to write 50,000 words in November.
Yes.
So that evens out to 1,667 words a day on like the idea is to write like a fictional novel. And so in camp in April and July, it's way more chill and you can work on whatever you want and you can set your own word count goal. So I literally just logged into my account earlier today and like said, yep, I'm going to do camp and set my goal. And I'm going with a cool 700 words a day, which is about half of my normal NaNoWriMo pace. And we like 7s in this house. So I went with that. So it's like roughly 20,000 words is my goal for the month. But yeah, I do have an account. The website is nanowrimo.org. which I recommend. They're like tracking in their stats is really fun. They have some really good forums, but it's also like my safe place, comfort zone, because I've been there for over a decade now, which is absolutely
That's so fun.
so wild. But yeah, it's fun. Welcome to the chaos.
Yeah, I am obviously like anxious about everything, but I'm also really excited about the prospect of trying to do what I've always wanted to do.
Yes, you got to do it.
Gotta.
That's like, it is super vulnerable, and it's vulnerable to talk about it also, just to say like, oh, like this is like this quiet little piece of my heart that I protect because I'm terrified of like not doing it or not living up to my own expectations, or someone telling me, what do you think you're doing? Like, that's all super scary. And similarly, like to you, just a couple months ago, it was when I was on my trip in Italy, I was talking to one of the other people on the trip, and I know I told you this, but for the stream, someone asked me on my trip, like, what do you do for work? And I was like, oh, this is what I do. Like, this is my day job. And they asked me, do you like it? And I was like, oh, it's like, without thinking about it, I just said, I really like it. I'm good at it. I like what I do. I think it's what I want to do before I start publishing books. And we just kind of like.
Yeah. And you're like, I just put that in the ether.
I did just say that out loud. And I don't know who the hell I think I am, but now it's out there.
That like makes me want to cry for you. I love that.
I know. So that was like the first time I had really acknowledged is like what I'm doing right now. I like it pays my bills. I'm good at it, but there is still that little piece of me, that like little kid in third grade who was writing stories and passing them out to kids at recess.
Aww.
Those are like the random memories as a little baby writer.
I love that.
Yeah. But so we're trying to be vulnerable about it, you know?
Yeah.
We're gonna make our art, even if it sucks.
Right.
Especially if it sucks.
Which is okay.
Thanks, Gavin. Appreciate the
Gavin, are you doing Camp Nano or anything? Probably not. You're such a busy person.
I would love, though. I would pay good money just to even know what Gavin is writing.
100%.
What would you write?
I know he works with Wattpad a lot, but I wonder if he's doing anything else if he's still here.
It'd be so fun. If we could do like a whole BookTube NaNoWriMo campaign, that would be a time.
That would be a time.
Unstoppable. Sid writing movement. Yes.
Big breaths.
Do you have thoughts? Do you have plans for this project?
So, okay. It's still obviously very much new. I know very little, but I know enough that I actually felt good about it today for the first time, thanks to Caleb.
Okay.
It's very much, like I said earlier, it's been very difficult for me to let my brain kind of flex into the creativeness. It's very much a muscle that I have to work out. Like I haven't done that, in so much in such a long time. So Caleb, he's very good at like asking me the prompting questions of like helping me, get that those creative juices flowing. So all morning he was helping me kind of get the avenues of the questions I need to be asking, so I guess it's a fantasy. I mean, fantasy is my favorite genre. I want to write a fantasy. I know that I want to do some sort of like journey adventure style fantasy, with like cozy aspects to it. And probably like this is where it gets like, I still have to see like where it goes, but like fantasy mixed with like romantasy and cozy fantasy, like all of those genres I want to kind of like match up in some way. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, or like what the main like arc of the story is yet, because I'm still working on it. But I know a little bit. I know like backstories of main character and a couple little things, but that's the genre. It's like fantasy, basically.
Okay, that's a start.
It's a start.
What about you, Caleb?
Well,
This requires a backstory.
yeah. So
Okay.
Sydney and I did a book review on Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yes,
know.
iconic.
Well, after reading it, I had some questions myself, right? And I took it upon myself to.
Well,
What?
it was in one of my Patreon sprints. We were talking about the Ice Planet Barbarians.
Ice Planet Barbarians.
You were
and
like,
I was talking about the lore, and I was just like, man, like this lore needs to be developed. It was, they didn't explore it
they
enough.
could have done more.
Right. So somebody was like, Caleb, you should write a fan fiction. I was like, absolutely, I'll do it.
So, but someone also, instead of, they were talking about Ice Planet Barbarians when in reference to the fanfic, and and it typoed and it said Ice Planet Barbecue.
Right.
And so now that's the fanfic.
The fanfic is
going to be Ice Planet Barbecue.
That's legendary. I am obsessed. I need everything. I need all the details. Ice Planet Barbecue is so funny.
Dude, I've got like 22 chapters outlined. I'm ready to go.
So that's the NaNoWriMo project, is Ice Planet Barbecue.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I would just like to finish it. I'm about, a couple chapters in right now.
Yeah,
so
but
my goal is to just finish it.
I think that's, how many words do you think you have right now? Was it
5,000?
5,000?
Yeah.
So that's that's like 4 chapters. So that's a lot of words.
Just you wait. It's gonna
maybe you should set 2 goals of like finish it, but you want to get at least to this many words.
I've got a lot to say.
I know you do. There's a lot to say about that world.
Yeah.
I love so much that it was like, let me take a scholarly approach to Ice Planet Barbarians, and then we got barbecue.
I'm cackling at
yes. Tell me, take my money. So good.
Oh my god.
What is there an elevator pitch for Ice Planet Barbecue?
Yeah. You got a little bit.
I've never tried to condense it, if I'm being honest. It picks up where the first one leaves off. So
it's like a continuation of Georgie and Vectal. But you're gonna change the names.
I'll have to change the names.
Yeah.
So.
But go on.
I can't. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
I'm playing this one close to the chest.
Oh my goodness. Maybe I'll read it in August. Wait, June, July, August.
August, yeah.
Good work.
You're gonna have to send it off to the editor and get some AI generated cover art.
Of course, get those blue aliens.
Yeah.
Yep.
What? Reading for school when you have to write for someone else, it sucks the fun out of it. Totally get that.
I was following your Wattpad journey last month, and I was trying to send you as much energy as I could, but oh my goodness, I still don't know how you pulled it off. That was a lot. Crazy. Insane.
There was at one point, one of the videos, maybe it was like a week in the life of a YouTuber or something.
Yes.
You casually Gavin had dropped I have this many words to write for Wattpad and I haven't done it, and that was like a jump scare. I'm like, oh Jesus.
I agree. I was like, how many? And you're like, I have to do it by 3 days from now, and I was like, what?
Oh, best of luck.
Oh,
what a time. Positive writing energy. Listen, I will be your writing positivity bully if you need it. That's how we roll. That's what I'm doing for Sid. And what Sid is doing for Caleb.
What are you working on though? We want to hear from you too.
So I think I've been back and forth between 2 ideas, and Wes is kind of my both the idea generator and also is the one that asks very good questions where I'm like, but what about everything? And he's like, well, let's think about this. And what about? Yes. And I'm like, well, suddenly I have 1,000 ideas. So I think I will probably end up continuing the first draft of the project I started last year's NaNoWriMo, which is like, it's already morphed into something completely different from like how I started it. But I had this whole vlog of like Instagram chooses what I write for.
Oh, yes.
And it was like kind of like Kronk vibes, kind of Kiki's Delivery Service vibes, where the protagonist is this like reluctant henchman for this big bad villain. And it's just kind of like his job to like be the evil like grunt man. But there's like a magic competition element, and there may or may not be a murder mystery. But yeah. So I won NaNoWriMo, but the book is only like halfway done, like the draft.
Oh.
So I think I'm probably gonna just try and get another 20,000 words out of the way. But my other idea is to do like a cozy fantasy short story collection. But that's just like new and shiny and is full of potential because I haven't started it. So nothing is wrong with it.
Yeah.
So I think I'll probably continue my henchman project.
That's so fun. I love that idea, especially the Kronk vibes and the henchman. Like, I feel like that goes hand in hand so perfectly.
I wanted him to be kind of like Kronk, and he became a lot more like Gru from the Signal Me, where he's just very like, not cynical, but he just is like very obviously burnt out and kind of just like, everyone around me is useless. Like, it's also a little bit commentary on like corporate culture, because he works in this building where like the villain is the CEO who doesn't really have to do anything except be the villain in name only, and he like has to do all the work to make sure that her stuff gets done. So there's a lot of commentary there on like 9-to-5 life and etc. So anyways, he's just kind of this like disgruntled henchman who hates his job, but it's the family trade, and it's a
my family trade. I love that.
Like his parent, like if he didn't go into the henchman trade, his parents would be like, "This is just what we do. Like,
right.
How can you betray us like this?" Yeah. Kronk vibes. His name is Bruce. Last name Muffins. The Muffins family henchman business.
Very nice.
Yes, which was an Instagram thing that I was like, I don't know if this will stick, and then now I'm very attached to.
Yeah, right.
Muffins.
It's adorable.
Reluctant henchman to a villain sounds awesome to me. Originally, it was supposed to be just a standalone, and then Wes and I were walking the dog the other day, and he's like, "But what if this happened? And like, what if this character arc did this?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, you're so right." Well, now it's a 3-book series. That's how it goes.
Pull the lever.
Yes. I was thinking about this today. Can't remember. It was like some reference. I almost referenced this at work today, and I was like, I don't know if the boomers will get it, so I didn't. Do you guys have just thinking about the the newly read tag that Wes and I just found that is obviously your brainchild. The last question is like, if you wrote a series or if you wrote a book, like what genre?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
What were your answers? And
oh my god,
writing up with like what you're writing?
I'm obsessed with the fact that you just brought that up, because
Dude,
I didn't even know. I forgot
funny.
about that. Wow, that's so funny. My answer is what I think I'm gonna be trying to do. I mean, it's my answers were a fantasy, third person, and a series. I don't know. The series I'm gonna like not hold on to so strongly, because I think that I might just try to do a standalone, and like that's where I want to start. But if it starts going really well and what starts developing turns into like the arc could be best as a series or a duology or something, then obviously, yeah, cool. That'd be awesome. But like I'm not gonna say like it has to be a series, because I don't want to like put that pressure on myself. That's where I'm standing. But yeah, that's really funny. Yours was sci-fi, right?
Yeah, mine was sci-fi.
Yeah. So it was sci-fi, standalone, and third person.
Yeah. Well, mine's technically a series continuation, isn't it?
Well, but
yeah.
kind of, but
kind of.
It's kind of, I would consider this a standalone, because
what, you don't think I'm gonna keep writing Ice Planet fanfics?
Yeah, I mean, Ice Planet Fish Fry. You know, like we could just make this a series.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I will buy them all.
You
Let's
absolutely
play it, try. Holy shit!
That has some like double meaning that I'm not sure about.
Oh man.
Oh god.
Yikes.
Stop looking at me like he's like like you very well might.
Oh dang. So now that you've decided like I'm gonna write in July, are you thinking about like how's it gonna fit into your routine, or are like how are you planning? Do you have an outline? Are you just gonna go for it? Like what's the system?
I definitely want to create an outline. I'm very much an outline type of person. The only like writing, I guess I forgot about this in an answer I previously had, but like the only writing that I've done aside from poetry, because I guess really quick, my original plan before I started feeling, better about, writing an actual like book, my goal for Camp Nano was going to be just like write a poetry collection, because I still like will write poetry every now and then. But that didn't feel like I would be trying hard enough. Like that didn't feel like I would be getting what I would want out of putting myself in this space,
Gotcha.
So like that was my original idea. But now that I've said that, I forgot what the question was.
Your schedule. How
The schedule. Why did I even say that then?
I don't know.
Sometimes,
Poetry.
it's casual.
Because it would take less time to write poetry. I truly don't remember how I got here. Here we are. Let's come back. I think that we both would like to. I know you like to write in the morning.
Yes.
So it would probably be like wake up, go to bed at a good time, and wake up early to write before work for you. I think for me, it would be like wake up early and probably the same. Just like start like putting ideas down while having morning coffee. I feel like that would make most sense for me. I don't know what will happen on days that I work though.
Yeah.
That'll be like.
You might have to make up.
Yeah, I might have to make up on my days off, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But I'm a little bit concerned, I guess might be the word, of how I'm going to fit it in with everything I do now with like content and like Patreon and YouTube and things. So it's going to be an adjustment period.
Yeah.
What do you normally do?
I make a good plan and then I don't do it and I self-sabotage.
That sounds about right.
Every year, every single October, I'm like, no, this is the year that I'm going to wake up and I'm going to write for an hour with my coffee. And then I do it for like the first day. And then the rest of the month is like, I need to get my words in. So we just embrace the chaos. But honestly, like I read a lot less in November. It's like, it just kind of turns into writing time. Writing sprints really helped me a lot last year, or I would just tune into people's reading sprints and be like, anyways, I'm going to write one.
Yeah.
And I set timers on all my social media apps, and half the time I snooze them anyway and keep scrolling. But like, it's nice just to have the reminder of like, hey, dummy, you're supposed to write probably. And then it's just like all these little pokes. And then also tell everyone you know that you're doing it so that your friends will text you, hey, did you write your words yet today? Because a little bit of guilt, accountability never hurts anybody. So those are my tips after a decade of varied success.
Varied success.
I think I've lost more times than I've won NaNoWriMo, but it's fun every time.
Yeah.
I think that we both have good intentions. It'll definitely be a trial and error thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say the consistency I'm definitely worried about.
Yeah, I'm worried that we'll get we start week 2 and then you'll be
something will come up and
that's the break point. And also, if you fall behind, don't let that be the reason you quit. Like, just like you can always you can always set a timer for 15 minutes and just, keep chipping off a little bit. I've done that before where I'll like write for the first week and then I'll skip like 4 days and I'll be like, no, I'm too far behind. It's not worth it. And I'll just quit so early, which is not what I want to do.
Have a really good day and write like double what you normally write.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen.
You never know. My main goal for this time, I think, is to just do a little bit every day because there's a very loud bird outside.
Wow. Hello.
Cottage core? No.
Real life ambiance.
No white? She's me.
Hello.
What was I talking about? I don't even remember what
you're talking about your goal is to write a little bit every day.
Yes, write a little bit every day.
Both have
one. In NaNoWrimo, sometimes I'll have these big like binges throughout the month where I'll be like, today I'm gonna have a 10,000 word day, which is like, when has that ever happened? Like less pressure on myself and just focus more on the consistency is my big goal, I think.
I think that's fair.
Ice Planet Barbecue 2, here we go again.
Here we go again. Sorry.
Barbecue! Ice Planet Barbecue.
Yo!
Nice.
Gavin's got the ideas.
Hell yeah.
The juices are flowing.
Step.
Just getting off work. What a time. It's, it's heating up. What is going on outside of Camp Nanowrimo?
I mean, middle of the year content, I think. I mean, just did the mid-year freakout tag, which you also have soon. Always love that video. It's like the best one to film and watch. It's always fun. I'm gonna do a mid-year stats video because I did a quarterly last quarter, and now it's a new quarter, so I want to do that. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. I'm reading Fourth Wing right now, so I'm doing a vlog for that because all the girlies are doing it, and I needed to see what side of the fence I stand on.
I'm so curious. I think it's gonna have to be in my year 2 at some point.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. We can talk backstage.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, I don't think anything very special. We're planning a little mini getaway potentially. Those little getaway houses? Like they're like little tiny homes in the middle of like.
Oh yeah.
They made a little compound of them in southern Indiana, and we're gonna book a weekend, probably maybe in August or something, and do some sort of vlog there. I don't know, something with books, but we don't know what yet. Other than that, I mean, I think we're just
scary book.
Just a scary book.
Really?
You don't like scary things.
No, I hate them.
No, I hate them. He said. Potentially.
Do you think you're gonna make any content about writing, or is that too sensitive?
It's funny you asked the question because I just kind of mentioned it in the vlog before we started chatting that I don't know yet. Like, I don't know if I'll have a dedicated, I mean, maybe I would. Maybe like a dedicated, like, I don't know, Camp Nano, like at least one maybe dedicated Camp Nano vlog of just like what this process becomes for me, because I think that might be interesting to even have as just like a time capsule to come back on maybe in a year or so. Maybe things come a little easier, potentially, hopefully, if I'm being optimistic. I think that might be fun to see how stupid I am now, but yeah, and clueless. Hopeful. Thank you. You're so kind.
Good spin, Caleb.
But yeah, I think I will like do it loosely for the first 2 weeks of the month, maybe. But I'll have to see, because like I said, it's kind of like an intimate thing that I'm still very much like self-conscious about, you know, because like I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Right. Yep.
Which is like do any of us. It's like I get it, but I don't know. It's like I don't, you know.
Yeah. I hear you. I was just thinking as you were talking, I'm like, God, I feel like I should go back and watch my. I did the most sad vlog for NaNoWriMo last year, where like I was like, I'm gonna update like every day my word count, and I think there's like chunks of time where I'm like, it's been 2 weeks. I didn't vlog. I wrote though, and it's like the funniest vlog. Editing that vlog was like, I'm useless. I didn't film at all. But it was like such a journey because the process of like writing is so solitary and like personal, and there is no, it's just like you and the blank page, not to be cliche. And reading I think is very similar, where it's just like, yeah, it's just you and the book, and it's a very solitary hobby. And I would like to figure out how to make writing more of a community, like the way that we have with BookTube. And I don't feel like I've quite cracked that yet, but I think I'm gonna try and vlog again, and we'll see how it goes this time.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yes, time to relax.
Cheers.
I love it. Little getaway. I know. I love a little summer remote.
I know. I think it sounds perfect. And you could bring pets, so we would bring Avi, which would be super fun. I know.
So cute. Little cottage time. You guys, this is so wholesome. I love the energy in the studio that we have created.
The energy in the studio.
My brain won't let me sleep. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's always fun.
Have some tea.
Yep. Have some tea. It's the nurse's orders. Not optional. A little writing vlog.
I know. I'm just like in my head right now. I probably will do, like, honestly, watch my content in July only be writing. Like, watch me like 180 and be like all in.
Author tube?
Right? Well, like, who knows? Who knows what's gonna? I definitely don't know what's about to happen at all.
I think that's a fun spot to be. That it's just like, it sounds like you're willing to just go.
I'm here for a good time.
Like a little spontaneous.
Yes. Yeah.
Here for a good time. We dare you. Ominous positivity.
We dare you.
The studio.
Only positive vibes in the studio. Exactly. Can't wait for Bought Some Bookshelves videos.
Gavin's doing I don't know if you saw his story, but Caleb doesn't know. Gavin's doing a roast your bookshelves or praise your bookshelves. And I replied and said, I would send you photos if I had bookshelves. And he goes, no, just like send them anyways. Like, and I was like, okay.
Of the boxes?
I sent him the pictures of, the stacks we have in the corner over here. And then I sent him the picture of all of the books still in boxes.
I think that's like the perfect gag though. Like that is an excellent meme for a bookshelf roast, is like, try me.
What's funny is that Mel Reeds did a bookshelf roast video, and I sent her, it was when we were still at our old place, and I just had stacks of books everywhere, and I sent her the same kind of idea, same photos. So it's like nothing really has changed, only it's in a new location. I just choked on my spit. Oh God. But yeah, Caleb is right now building a new room for our friends down the street because they're expecting a child and they need a new room in their house. So my bookshelves are postponed for just a little bit because I'm not expecting I don't have a deadline,
Right. Clock is not ticking. Yes.
So I asked him the other day, I was like, what if I just like bought IKEA bookshelves? And he goes, I will not allow those bookshelves in my house. because he knows that he can make bookshelves and they would be beautiful.
I would like to.
I know.
That's a project I would enjoy doing.
It's a pride thing, and he wants to do it. So I'm being patient.
Be more patient.
I'm so patient it hurts.
Where's my t-shirt?
Where's my t-shirt?
So patient it hurts. Starting is the hardest part. I probably sat here for a full week before I actually started writing this thesis, and 3 weeks later, I'm over halfway done. You got to psych yourself up. Yes.
True.
Yes. And I also think that, like, there's that period of just, like, sitting and letting it marinate that is valuable, even if it feels like you're not doing anything. It's just kind of letting it play itself out. I listened to the Bookshelfie podcast, which is put on by the Women's Prize for Fiction. And one of the recent episodes has Madeline Miller as the guest. And the host of the podcast asked her, like, so how do you deal with writer's block? And Madeline Miller was like, well, I don't really believe in writer's block. Like, sometimes it was like the cutest little metaphor. She basically said, which I'm sure I'm going to butcher, but it was like, I believe in just letting the seeds of the story, sometimes they just need more time to germinate in my head before I write them down. It was like, oh my God, like the poetry. That's so cute.
That's
and I will be stealing that. Every time I feel like I'm blocked, I'll be like, it's the seeds of the story.
Germinating.
Yes.
They're germinating.
Exactly.
I love that a lot.
I know. She was like, some authors you could just tell, like, oh yeah, it makes sense. You're a writer. Like, listening to her speak on like everything was just like so eloquent, like as if it had been rehearsed, but I don't think it was. Like, damn, how do you just talk like that? It was so relaxing.
How are you speaking these words in that way?
Yeah, teach me. Ominous positivity. Yes. I'm here for it. No one can roast me harder than I roast myself.
So true.
Speaking of ominous positivity and this vibe a little bit, I don't know if you follow Booksta and Bujo on Instagram, Allison, but she just announced her Substack newsletter today, which is super fun because she's like one of the funniest people. And in her newsletter basically was like, I was feeling some imposter syndrome about having a newsletter of like, what if no one reads it? And then I realized, well, that's impossible because I'm always going to read it. So at least one person is reading it. And I'm like, that is like both pessimistic and optimistic at the same time. And like, I'm really here for that.
I love that.
I'm not as funny as Mel, so hopefully I can give you some constructive criticism on the boxes or something.
One, I disagree. You are literally one of the funniest people that I watch. You are so phenomenal. Talk better, please and thank you. XOXO.
Yeah, I have full faith in. Not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Stacks on stacks.
That's all we got.
Build the shelves. Build the shelves.
I think by Christmas. Right?
Yeah, easily. I'm done by the end of the summer.
By the end of the summer. Even better.
Ooh. Jotting down any little idea helps too.
Yeah. I got a note section on my, a note open on my notes app that I have going.
Yeah.
How do you plan? Do you just have like a brain dump or an outline or a playlist?
Caleb can probably talk about his because today was my first time really like writing anything down, and I mostly just have the questions for myself to start making those I don't know, solidified ideas. But in the notes, like I have, like main character / characters, in like world building, plot. The plot was really big, and then at the bottom, I wrote like brain dump of like anything that I come up with. Like I know one of the little notes in the brain dump was have her go on a ship at some point, or like have a ship at ocean. Like I was like have her hometown be a port city, and like something like that. Because I love a boat. I love a ship, and I want it to be in there. But like little things like that is what I have right now. I know I have to edit Sunday's video, like tomorrow morning. But after that, I do plan on spending a lot of time, like tomorrow evening and most of Friday, kind of solidifying things for myself. But I do know that I will make some sort of outline because that is what makes sense to me and my brain. It's almost like a to-do list, and I like a list.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I know that some people feel restricted by outlines. And I really thought that was me because when I first started NaNoWrimo, I was in high school and I didn't want to make outlines. So I tried to convince myself that I didn't like them.
You're like, I'm a free spirit.
Yeah, no. Wrote some really, really horrible dumpster fires that crashed and burned. And then was like, okay, maybe I need an outline. And it's been way better since then. But I know that some people feel the opposite.
Yeah. And that's you like an outline.
I like an outline.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like of the school where it's like let it sit and marinate until you can, like until you have your characters and your motivations and your conflict, and then once all that's figured out, you just start with an outline, and then it's kind of like a snowball effect,
I'm sorry. I started laughing because you said let it marinate, and I can't hear that sentence. Do you know Letterkenny?
No.
It's okay. It's a show on Hulu. It's about like Canadian hillbillies.
Yeah.
And it's so freaking hilarious. And one of the things they say is, well, why don't you just let that one marinate? And it's really funny. And I'm sorry that I laughed. But yeah, outlines for the win. That was the moral of the story.
Outlines.
Yes, outlines.
Just let that one marinate.
Why don't you let that one marinate? Imagine
being smart. When I get blocked, I take a laxative.
That's a good method of action.
Life wisdom from Gavin.
Just drink some water.
And then time on the toilet gives you time to write. It's really a win-win.
There we go.
All around. Speaking of newsletters, oh God, see, I accidentally skipped the June issue. Like I tried to send my newsletter on the 7th every month, and then it was the 7th, and then suddenly a Blinked announced the 28th.
Oh no, I was gonna say do the 27th.
Oh damn it! Well, too late. But yeah, so I think I'll wait until July. But I would like to get to a spot. Well, first I have to get back on my monthly bullshit first. But I would like to do like at least twice a month would be nice. I think I'm thinking about doing like dedicated like book club pick essays through my Substack. But then it's like, then I just get all these ideas and then they just stay ideas because they're perfect as ideas. And
yes. And then you don't have to actually execute and do the work, but they're fun to think about.
They're fun to think about and they're perfect in my head. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, newsletter will be coming, and I'm glad that you've been liking it so far. Last week it was insane, but thanks for the reading. I did a tarot reading for Liz. Super scarily spooky. That makes me so happy. Truly, why is this month gone by so quickly? I don't know. It feels like it's been like 3 months and also 2 weeks at the same time.
Yeah, hence why I'm so like, yeah, I'm gonna start planning what I'm writing on Saturday, on Friday, which also sucks though. Saturday I work, so I'm gonna have to kind of maybe figure that out. But yeah, I definitely thought I had more time than what we actually have before Camp Nano actually starts. But here we are.
Same. And that is par for the course. I go through that every October also. I have this moment in August where I'm like, oh my God, it's almost September, which means it's almost October, which means it's almost NaNoWrimo. And I'll have this like a burst of inspiration right at like the beginning of fall. Yeah. And then I won't do shit until like the last few days before November every time. Every time. Look forward to July 7. Just don't worry about June. June just went by. But July 7th will be a goodie. June hates us. It was a time, a wild one. Last week was particularly off the charts, and I finally was like, you know how people just act like berserk on full moons? I'm like, what is going on? Like, is it a full moon? No, it was just the summer solstice. So that made sense to me.
I agree. wholeheartedly.
Toastmaster for creative people. That I can get on board with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, and editing any video, it's like, oh, I've been here for 5 hours and I'm not even done. That's my day. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean I've been here for 5 hours?
Yeah.
It's a
I
black
just
hole.
started actually tracking like how long it takes me to do content related things. And it is both really nice to have that accountability for myself so that I don't beat myself up. Like, why am I not like, oh, I work a full-time job and I'm doing all these things and it takes
Right.
me this much time, but it's also like depressing. Like, oh, this thing took all this time.
Yep.
Oh,
It's a lovely thing. Yeah.
It's truly double-edged sword.
Yes.
Bree's here. Hello.
Bree,
Hello.
how are you?
If I go to sleep now, I'll get 5 hours of sleep. But wait, if I fall asleep now, I get 4 hours of sleep. Same energy. Same energy. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
Fans are here, Bree. Oh, so cute.
I hope you are well. Oh my God,
And Vish is here. Roll up.
Wow.
Autobots.
Everyone's coming out.
All the all-stars.
All the all-stars.
Just living.
I feel it. Feel it.
What are you reading right now? Is there anything that you're going to read in particular to inspire you? Or is it just like business as usual?
Listen, I know Bree just did a vlog for it, and I know it said mild spoilers, so I didn't watch it, but I did see some comments, and I think it's negative, but it's okay. I'm reading Fourth Wing. I am reading Fourth Wing right now. I think that it is kind of like a fun little opportunity to get into like the fantasy mindset before I start trying to write a fantasy. Because but again, I'm literally only like 80 pages in. Something else I wanted to do tomorrow was finish this book. So I also wanted to play Zelda, but who knows what my time is going to be like.
Mm-hmm. So do you also do this thing where you make a to-do list, but for your hobbies?
For sure.
Oh,
That's like my hobbies are part of my everyday to-do list. Yes.
Great.
I
Same.
pencil it in, right?
Yes. Because otherwise I won't do it. And it feels like, am I just making this a chore or am I making this a priority? Like, I don't know. I flip off all the time.
The fact that it's on a to-do list, does it feel like I have to do it then?
But I want to do it.
I know.
Like, an hour of video games is just as important as folding my laundry in my head. Like, I want to do it.
100%.
But also the adult in my brain is like, no, it isn't. You know, you should fold your laundry. But yeah, I have varying thoughts depending on the day, but they are always on my list.
Yes. I know Caleb. Did you start listening to?
Yeah.
So he started listening to what?
3 Dead Astronauts.
3? I thought it was just Dead Astronauts.
It might just be Dead Astronauts. Honestly,
I
don't know.
I think it's Dead Astronauts by Jeff Vandermeer.
3 would make sense, but
is it? Check.
That's such a cool cover. I love that cover. It
is. But he started listening this today. Listening
it's
to
just
this.
Dead, yeah.
Yeah, it's Dead Astronauts. You get pretty far?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's putting you in the sci-fi mood to write your Ice Planet Barbecue?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. It is wild. It is
Jeff Vandermeer's
100% super bizarre. I was about halfway through before I had, some semblance of an idea of what was going on, and even now it's still pretty vague.
Yeah.
And I'm on the fence.
Oh, really?
I'm on the fence. I really loved Annihilation, but this one is.
Is it like too weird, like too kind of sporadic, or what?
Well, but it's like it's weird in kind of like I don't know if this is just like weird for the sake of weird type. Like, is this just wacky to be wacky type thing?
Yeah, I get that.
So, but I could just be like in a cynical mood.
Sure.
So.
Also a possibility. What are you reading right now, Noel?
Oh, I've been on a slumpy mood, but I'm currently still reading Pod by Lillian Paul, which is like was nominated. It was shortlisted for the Women's Prize, and it is about a pod of dolphins. And so it's all non-human characters, and it is really kind of a trip, but I'm enjoying it so far. It's just taking me way longer than it should because I've been a little bit slumpy, but that's okay.
It is okay. That sounds cute.
It's honestly, it like goes back and forth in rapid succession from being very cute and like very dark, like climate crisis commentary. And then there'll be like this really cute moment with the dolphins, and then it will go back to being so depressing. And it's like, okay, are we, what's happening?
Right. Am I crying or am I smiling?
Yeah, cute dolphins or sad dolphins? I don't know. It's both, I guess. Right now it's both. Where was I? Fourth Wing. Yes. Okay. I hopefully will end up reading it this year, but the hype is really real.
Yeah. Well, I've gone into it like just extremely nervous because I've been like, Jan told me that like Jan made me think that I was gonna absolutely hate it. And like so many other people, like Mel hated it. Well, she gave it a 2, but I don't know. I went into it like I'm either gonna love this or I'm gonna hate this. And I'm still only 80 pages in, but I don't hate it. So
that's something. Fourth Wing has become my entire life. Like there are really the varied reviews is wild.
Yes.
Definitely does support the longer you can wait if video games will help you feel better. Yeah, this is what I need to remind myself of.
Yes, it's called self-care.
Self-care. Why not 4 Dead Astronauts? I don't know where you just pulled 3 Dead Astronauts out of there.
Well, no, it circles around 3 main characters. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, there are 3.
He's like, no, wait.
3 astronauts. That was my thought process.
I thought maybe the title was The Dead Astronauts, and then you just
added
3 instead of the.
Oh.
That's what I thought happened.
Yeah.
But
A vendetta against 3 specific astronauts. These astronauts will die.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
The rest of the astronauts are cool, but these 3.
Just these 3. Get them out of here.
I have not read Fourth Wing yet, and I'm hitting the point of saturation where I probably won't because I feel over-recommended. It puts me off. I get that.
I get it too.
That. IP barbecue.
Hell yes, Steph.
It's Step.
Hell yes, Step.
Just another typo in Patreon, and now her name is Step.
I'm reading The Chateau and trying to finish some books for videos in the next month. Yes, a mood.
A true mood.
I blame Demon Copper for your slumps. Yeah, which is, you know what the fucked up thing is that I was like, I'm just going to DNF this book. Like, there's 5 other books on the short list. And then it won.
Yes.
So now I want to go back and finish it just because now I am that person that's like, oh, maybe I just didn't get it. Like, it won the award.
Yeah.
Of course it did. Like, the one that I didn't like. It always is. Yeah.
Maybe they pick that one on purpose because they're like, this one just people don't get it. But
I know that was my hypothesis. I had a whole rant to Wes before the winner was announced when I was like reading through the short list, and I'm like, I just feel like it's gratuitous and I don't get it, and I think it's like trying too hard and like all these reasons. I just don't think I can finish it.
That's why it won.
Yeah, that seems valid. Maybe that's why it made the short list because people feel like they don't get it, so it's like too smart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And then it won. And I listened to a great podcast interview with the author who's like super sweet and selfless and wholesome and made me feel like an asshole. So now I feel like, oh, I really didn't get it. And now I need to go finish it. But that's my story on the reason I'm slumpy.
I get it.
Yep.
It really do be like that.
It really do be like that. Always working.
So relatable.
On that grind.
Copperfield. Wow.
I liked Copperfield.
I liked it too.
That's how it feels.
Copperfield.
Not Picasso writing, but Picasso vibes. For which one? Or Copperfield?
Copperfield or Fourth Wing.
Oh.
Or
that makes more sense.
Fourth Wing is
just a fun time. This is what I also keep hearing is like, just let it be fun.
Yeah.
Which I'm down for.
Yeah.
I gotta make this booktube stuff work, or I'm gonna have to resign. I quit my job 3 weeks ago, so I'm trying to be productive. Congrats.
I know.
Congrats
I'm so proud of you.
on quitting.
Yeah.
Hope it's everything that you dreamed.
Agreed.
I like it. Picasso.
LOL. I like it. Picasso. What an icon.
You got this. Hell yeah.
You do.
It's not how it happened. A coworker literally emailed me and said, "Hey, step," and I laughed so
Oh my
hard.
God, you're right. I know it was in the chat though. I do remember though. Yes. And now your name is Step.
Was it like a typo, or were they like being silly? Like, is it a coworker that you know like that, or did they just type your name wrong even though it's in the email? You know? Which happens to me all the time. I get called Nicole constantly.
Ooh.
Even though it's in my email address, it's in my email signature, and it's in the email that I sent to them, and it'll be like, "Thanks, Nicole," and I'll be like, "You're welcome." You know?
So annoying.
The life. Yes.
You are.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
You truly are.
Just out here, Kris Jenner with my camera.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Read the Copperfield typo so casually.
Copperfield.
We roll with it. We roll with it. Nicole, beverage check.
What? How many beverage?
One within arm's reach.
Do you know the? Caleb doesn't know the term beverage goblin.
That's hilarious, though.
Oh yes,
I love it.
I usually have at least 3. So much so that, spoiler for the newly read tag eventually, but one of the questions was like, "What do you need to be around you when you read?" And Wes specifically said 3 beverages. I was like, "You got me."
What a guy.
What a guy. No, we barely know each other, and no one at work calls me Steph because I'm too shy. So literally, it felt like they gave up in the middle. Like they were trying to write Stephanie.
They just like, it's too many.
Step.
Oh, I love it. They got halfway and was like, gotta save the keystrokes. Can't do it.
Like Kevin from The Office. Why speak more when less word make more sense or something?
Right.
Less word do trick.
Yeah.
It always shakes me when you don't have a trifecta. Do you at least have Cheez-Its? No Cheez-Its, but I do have pretzel crisps. So kind of a runner-up. You know me well. 9 letters, too much energy. I've been there. 4
letters do trick.
Wow. This has been such a delight.
Always is.
Thank you both to Sydney and Caleb's shoulder for being on Happy Hour with me again. Is there anything that you or Caleb have coming out that you would like to talk about before we go?
Nope.
Just Ice Planet barbecue after July.
Yeah,
for you.
Barbecue. I mean, it's gonna be a momentous month for me.
A momentous month. Nothing like special enough. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
no, it's all special enough.
Oh shoot. Oh, okay. I have a book haul coming out on Sunday, and I will be working very hard to be chill and positive in this time of writing.
Yes. Chill and positive.
Yes.
And not imposter syndrome-y.
Oh,
you can do it.
Boy.
You deserve it all.
I need this.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be amazing. Where did I go?
When's the album
going to drop?
That's literally, oh my god. We always like hard style, in photos. And when at our wedding, with the blessing of the rings or whatever, I made a joke when we were, because his dad married us, but just a fun, quick little anecdotal story. But his dad was like, okay, so then you guys will hold hands, you know, and he'll put his, I'll put my hands over your guys' hands and I'll bless your guys' rings. And I was like, oh, we're gonna hard style. And he goes, and he just like laughed, and I was like, no, I really. So like we're up there at our wedding, and he's like, now the blessing of the rings, and we go. And so he put his hand. It was good. We had to do things that made it us, and that was one of them.
That was one of the things.
That's so good. You're like, we're gonna hard style.
Well, we're hard styling. No question.
As a fellow 9-letter person, I used to panic because there wasn't enough spaces for my name on tests.
Oh my goodness.
How would I know it's me if it says Elizabeth?
Wow. That would give me so much anxiety that I would probably fail every test on a standardized form. That I would hate that.
Yeah.
Draw an extra box.
Draw an extra box.
Then what if it doesn't scan?
I know, then it wouldn't scan.
Yeah, that's true.
I would write TH in the same box.
Yeah. The shoulder has no announcements. Oh my god. This just reminded me of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where it's like Toph battling the boulder. Have you watched Avatar? Oh my god. First of all,
I know.
what are you doing in your life?
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's kind of a meme anyway. Like, I think it was a TikTok sound not too long ago, but it's like, the boulder feels conflicted. And then Toph is like teasing him, and the boulder's like, the boulder, whatever, it no longer feels conflicted or whatever. Anyways, that's what just popped into my brain.
It's like my shoulder.
Your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm sure this was a thing. A 13-letter person. I feel you. Yep.
The wild typo train.
Oh, yeah. Just the vibes. Just the vibes. Well, thank you for coming to Happy Hour. This has been such a good ass time. Thank you to Sid and Caleb's shoulder. Thank you for gathering here today on the day of my daughter's wedding.
Thank you for having us. Always a joy.
And you are welcome anytime, Happy Hour alumni.
Oh, what a good stretch that was.
Oh, and now she's like hacking.
She's like, I hyperextended my throat.
Well, I will be back for Happy Hour next month sometime. I will put those updates on my Instagram. Otherwise, I will see you silly gooses on the flippity flop. Thanks for being here. Love you. Bye.